welcome, you guys. It's Monday, September 11th. You know what that date means, and it's a Monday too, so it brings back some memories. But in any case, this week we got CPI on Wednesday, which could be very important. We have Apple tomorrow unveiling a new iPhone. I think we have Palantir event on Thursday. So we got some big news on Tesla. But this doesn't change my opinion of the major indices. I'm still leaning bearish, and we got some hedges in place right now. But thankfully, we did have some Tesla going into the weekend, thanks to my partner picked some up on Friday. So we're really happy with this $17 move right now, up 6.8%. All right, perfect storm of lots of catalysts. Let's just quickly recap the catalysts, and then we'll talk about the technicals. So the big one that's getting the most attention is Morgan Stanley raising Tesla to their top pick, raising it to a buy top pick. I think it's overweight or outperform, whatever. I don't know what the actual rating is, but it's also their top pick, raising it from $250 to $400. So that's a huge price target increase. It's coming from a good firm here, Morgan Stanley. It's their top pick, and they're highlighting it because it's AI. They're saying their AI opportunity, the whole thing with self-driving, they say that's a huge AI opportunity that can add $500 billion of enterprise value to the company. And they also talked about robotaxi. Interesting thing is, I was going to be talking about Tesla this morning anyway, because I saw the immense chatter, not only just chatter on social media, but like good accounts, like with good credibility and good reasoning regarding the Cybertruck unveil coming, right? So this is probably going to be a top 5 pick anyway, because Cybertruck like coming soon, Cybertruck launch. Also, a lot of chatter about robotaxi recently. There were a couple other catalysts now. Believe it or not, this was not the only one. Apparently, there's some UAW strike in Detroit that's going to affect their competitors, and that's likely to happen by the end of this week. They're going to go on strike, which people are saying that's going to be great for Tesla to be able to sell more cars if they're on strike. There was a couple other things too, man. There was, some sales data coming out of China was strong that came out yesterday. There was also a report out of China that Tesla may be raising their prices soon. I mean, it was just like tremendous amount of catalysts, like nonstop, all over the place, all weekend long. It was crazy. So this was already in view, and then this huge upgrade, 250 to 400. I mean, who's not going to buy this right now? So, okay. We picked some extra up in the early morning hours at $254. That was nice. So let's look at the levels here. So there's two levels. One is this around 264.50 to 265. All right, 264.50 to 265. You can see it, which is it's the gap right here on June 30th. Let me zoom in. Okay, it's this gap right here on June 30th, and it's also the top of this candle right here on August 4th. Okay, these right there, that's your resistance level that it's gapping over right now. Okay, so that's resistance 1. Okay, that's an important level. Another important level is a 50 DMA, which it broke through, 256. So if you get like a gap, you want to see that 256 hold. Okay, 256, very important level. Like a gap, you get a gap, but I'm saying if you get a gap, an attempt at a gap fill. So 256, 265, and then if it breaks and holds 265 and 265 is support, then 276, which is the top of these two candles and this candle right here on July 20th. Those are your 3 levels, okay? 255, 265, 276. I think that's the neighborhood we're going to be playing in. I think the dips can probably be bought. The question is where those dips going to be. So if you're going to be day trading this or something like that, then you got to look at the levels really carefully. We've been doing some increased day trading recently, which we talked about last week. So, we look at these lines very carefully to figure out how to do some intraday day trading. Now, this is also a long-term pick for us. It's also a long-term pick for me personally. I think this is great validation. If you haven't been sold on this yet, that, hey, take a look at the report from Morgan Stanley and, maybe you'd like to pick some up for the long term. So great company, great stock, and probably slated for a great day today. That's Tesla. Now, Yatra in the top 5 here. We finally got the IPO news we've been waiting for. So this IPO news is the schedule for the IPO. Okay, they released the schedule, said, yes, we are IPOing. The pricing will be determined between September 15th and September 20th. Okay, that's the end of this week into next Monday, I guess. Let's see, when is September 20th? Okay, so it's Friday through Wednesday. So Friday through Wednesday, they're going to be figuring out the demand. And I guess there's going to be some note that comes out, next Wednesday or Thursday, September 20th or 21st, saying what the pricing will be. And then it's going to be trading on the open market September 28th, I believe it is. September 28th is when it's going to be trading in India day one. And that's when, you can get a big pop by when retail in the India market bids it up. It could be up, significantly. And then hopefully you're going to see the US listing going to be trading in locksync with the India listing, although that's speculative. Okay, we don't know if there's going to be enough ARB hedge funds out there or if they're going to respect the day one action. But in any case, I don't think the stock's going down from 240. And so you have a tailwind now from like that 240 close we had on Friday, and you're going to have a tailwind through all these events coming up over the next couple weeks. Okay, so we'll see. We might reduce some on the way up today, next few days, next week. But the bulk of it, I want to hold the bulk of this to see what happens in India. I'm hearing lots of good things about the India IPOs and how crazy they are. So I do want to have a good exposure for September 28th day opening. All right. Air I'm having up here because Air typically does move with Tesla. Now, I'd say it's maybe a little bit different this time. Also, it was down the last couple of days. It may be a little bit different because this move in Tesla is not like really directly related to big volume and sales. Although there's some stuff I mentioned about the strike coming up and China sales numbers a little bit better, right? But the big move here is about the upgrade, which has to do with their AI, right? And autonomous driving and all that. So that's not like directly like, oh my gosh, in the next few months, Tesla's going to sell so many cars. So then therefore Air also has to go up. It's not directly related, but typically Air does trade in the same direction as Tesla. So I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised to see Air like spike up towards $52 to $53 right at the open. It's not a guarantee. It's risky because it's a little different, like I just explained, than usual. But that's definitely in the cards. And if you like Air anyway, and if you want it for the long term anyway, then maybe not a bad place to pick some up here, even in the pre-market at $50.30. It might make that spike to $52, $53 within a few minutes of the open. That's very possible. Okay, Palantir, we told you about this last week. Now, this is like, in my view, it's the riskiest AI stock because the valuation is so high. I mean, if you want AI, go SMCI, go NVIDIA, go Tesla. Palantir's there, in the group, but the PE is like 50 or 60. Whereas the other ones I just mentioned, their forward PEs are more like 20 to 40. So Palantir is an expensive AI stock, but they do have an event. I believe it's on Thursday. Double check if it's Wednesday or Thursday. It's AI Peacock. Let's get the date here. Be sure. It's September 14th. Yes, on Thursday, September 14th. This is pretty cool. They're going to have 30 organizations showcasing how they use Palantir's AI platform for concrete business outcomes. That's very cool. All right. I think that's nice sentiment, nice catalyst for a move into the event or the day of the event. I gave you a price target of 16 right there at the 50 DMA last week. And I'm sticking with that target, but just a little bit lower confidence because of the valuation is a little expensive over there at Palantir. All right, Apple, they have an event tomorrow, I believe, to release the iPhone. You can see that big drop it took because of the China ban on iPhones for government organizations, and now it's bouncing back. Not playing it, just letting you know what's going on over there. By the way, Qualcomm got some business from Apple this morning, selling some chips to them. You can see a big move in Qualcomm, and not playing that. Oh, that reminds me of Twinkie. Twinkie bought out for like $34 a share. Oh, I had the opportunity to buy this in early pre-market at like $29, and it was right there. I was bidding, but I didn't do it. I don't know why. All right, I should have been more aggressive on the ask. Okay, anyway, I digress. We had a little bit of news on LAP. LAP here expanding their factory by 60,000 square feet, saying they can now build, let's see how many it is. I think they went from 10 satellites per month to more than 20 satellites per month. Okay. All right. So that we'll see. I'm like waiting. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this to either crash on an offering or explode on them saying they have like enough funding to reach profitability, or Rivada has funding. So it's a little bit high risk, high reward situation at LAP. So we're watching that closely. All right, Quipt with a little bit of news. I know some of you in our community are in Quipt. Another acquisition here, adding approximately $9 million analyzed revenue and $2 million in adjusted EBITDA post integration of this acquisition. If you're interested in that, probably some good news. The spread is big. You can't buy it in pre-market over here. 516 to 615. More of a long-term stock that you want to pick up on dips. Today on this catalyst might make sense to add a little bit more. We're not in it. I won't be adding, just letting you know of the news on Quipt. SENS, a penny stock with some news out this morning, $50 million in a line of credit or a loan that's non-dilutive. At least in the press release, they say it's non. Say these guys, microcap companies, have tended to be very dishonest, unfortunately, about their loans and their usage of non-dilutive. If you go look up the terms, I wouldn't be surprised if it's convertible or some warrants or something like that. And then they call it non-dilutive. Don't know if that's the case with SENS. Unfortunately, they didn't say. If they had said that this 50 million is enough to get us to profitability, I would be pounding the table on this and it would be a top 5 pick. They don't say that explicitly. So I don't know enough about their cash flow situation to say if this is going to be meaningful enough to avoid dilution. And again, you got to look at the SEC filing to see if they're lying or not about dilution. But in any case, 60 by 61, interesting. If you're into that competitor of Dexcom, you can take a look at SENS. All right. And then NVIDIA from last week, just monitoring that. No concrete news this morning. SMCI, really nice chart, man. SMCI, I've been waiting for this 50 DMA to break. Wow, it's above it today. So I've been waiting for 298, right? I thought we were going to break here. We were in this for a few days. It touched it like 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row, touched that 50 DMA, and then it failed, went to the 20, and now it's back above that 50 DMA. And at some point, this thing's going to make a rapid move towards $300. Is today that day? It's possible. I don't know of any specific catalyst today. I guess it could do it just on a technical breakout. But that's something to watch. I'm still looking for 298 and then possibly, 312 to 340, somewhere in there. It's very cheap. This is the cheapest AI stock out there from PE perspective, forward PE perspective. All right. I think we're going to leave it at that. We're monitoring, the thesis on PSQH. AREB, we're out of. Thank God we got out of that. And RGB, we're looking at possibly a pop in this because of the insider buy. And XT, will that get a rebound? Geo. Actually, you know what? I think Geo, this thing with the tracking ankle bracelets and stuff, this could do well. It was all over the place this weekend. I have no idea why it went down Friday. Really don't know why it went down Friday. At some point, this can take off because of that, what the White House wants to do with ankle bracelet monitoring. But we decided to sell this morning because we're just raising money so we can trade more aggressively stocks like Tesla, Air, Palantir, maybe Yatra. So maybe SMCI today. I'm going to move SMCI up on the list. Hold on. Let's move SMCI up there into the top 5, actually. And LIP, put right after it. I think that's about it. All right. So that's our top focus for the day. Just double checking those levels. Yeah, it was 255, 265, 275. Easy. That's easy to remember, actually, on Tesla. 255, 265, 275, roughly. All right. So Tesla, Yatra, Air, Palantir, SMCI, and then a little bit of LAP. Throw it in there. Those are your top picks for today. And we'll see you guys today at 1 p.m. for a free update at Story Trading. No, that's not it. Nope, I have the wrong thing up there. We'll see you at storytrading.com/YouTube. Storytrading.com/YouTube. That's where it is. All right. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining.